What's up? This is R1000 here. I just did a TNA Impact review. So I heard something about the WE. Earlier this week, I believe this week or last week, there was an article, I don't know what newspaper it was, but I don't remember where it was at, something probably in New York or something. But a guy wrote a story about the WE and he called it pro wrestling. Well, one of their I don't know, one of their PR people or whatever it was, or executives in Connecticut, said that they do not want to be called pro wrestling. The WE is not pro wrestling, it's sports entertainment. Well, this is my problem with this. I'm a pro wrestling fan, and they want to take wrestling out of the WE. They want to just be called sports entertainment. They're not pro wrestling. They're World Wrestling Entertainment. I know the second W does say wrestling, well, but not pro wrestling. I mean, I'm kind of mad about that because I'm a pro wrestling fan, which a lot of the fans are who came from the 90s, who watched the WEs or the WF, the Attitude Era, which was in my opinion the best era ever. And they don't want to be pro wrestling no more. So maybe as a pro wrestling fan, we should stop watching the WE since it's not pro wrestling anymore. So that kind of really ticks me off a little bit. I know it's wrestling. Okay, yeah. As a fan of watching great wrestling, which I love to watch, I'm a fan of old school wrestling too. Like, I'm a fan of the Greco-Roman. I love Greco-Roman wrestling as well. Well, like the old days when you would have great, like Ring of Honor. If you've never seen Ring of Honor, check them out on YouTube because they have some unbelievable matches. That's what pro wrestling is. TNA, pay-per-view wise, they have some good matches at their pay-per-views. The WE even has good matches at their pay-per-views. WrestleMania coming up in a couple weeks. Good matches, actually next week. Wow. Yeah, like next weekend, but still, they have good matches at their pay-per-views. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25 was the best one. That was a great match. I mean, so many great matches the WWE's put on, but they want to take out pro wrestling. Why? Because you don't want to be considered wrestling, and Superstars is canceled. I was talking to F and True Wrestling, JC and Brian, about Superstars being canceled. And that we were talking about maybe they should put it on Saturday and get 2 hours like the old WCW had Saturday night's main event. And you would have mid-card wrestlers wrestle on there. You would have some known guys versus some not guys who were just trying to make it in there. Like the old days, you used to see Terror Rising on the Saturday night's main event a lot, aka Triple H, Paul Levesque. Yeah, and it was kind of cool back then. You would see William Regal, or was it William? I think it was David Regal back then. In the old WCW, I believe it was David Regal or something like that. Maybe it was Dave Taylor. I don't know. Steven Regal, my bad. That's what it was. It was Dave Taylor and Steven Regal. That's what it was. I don't remember what the heck they were called. They weren't called. It was something like the British Invasion, but I can't remember what they were called. But there were some good things back then. I mean, you had some good. The television title. That is one of my favorite titles of all time. I wish they would bring that belt back to the WE. They never had it in the WE that I know. I don't think they've ever had the TV title in the WE. So why not bring that, or even the European title back, and the Cruiserweight, like me and JC were talking about. The TV title is one of my all-time favorite titles in wrestling. Ring of Honor has a really good TV title. TNA, it's like they're doing a crappy version with it. Like, it gets defended last week, and someone wins it, and then nothing this week with it, which I think the TV title should be defended every week. If you create a TV title, you have Saturday night's main event for 2 hours every Saturday from 6 to 8. You could have that title defended every week on Saturday, either Saturday Superstars or let's see, Saturday night's main event. They can even call it Saturday night's main event on USA, even at from 2 hours. I mean, or even Sci-Fi. Just work with ESPN again, like you guys, like the AWA did in the old days. Go get a slot. It's hard because throughout the year there's a lot of sports, so that's kind of hard with sports. I mean, maybe you could get get a show on like ESPN Classics where you could show something on there, a new show, or maybe put something on like a local network, like NBC on Saturday nights from 6 to 8. Why not Saturday night? I mean, because then everybody would watch that on NBC. We all know NBC is owned. They own USA and they own the Sci-Fi Network. And you do Saturday night's main event like once a year on there. So why not talk to them about doing it every week and having a little 2-hour show? You could do it from like 6 to 8 on Saturdays. Or do a morning show even on the USA Network on Saturdays. Do like a 2-hour morning show again. Or do an evening show where like 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, if you're not working, you have nothing going on. I mean, you're pretty much bored. I mean, Saturday, the weekends get pretty boring if you're not really out doing something. If you have, like, I remember the old days, I used to sit there and watch the old wrestling. Hold on a minute.